Alrighty, so let's start in downward dog today. We're going to focus on some inversions, some handstands and headstands, if you're up to it. You know, just kind of staying focused with how you're feeling in your body. So just sitting down, the hands go nice and flat, the butt goes up, legs are straight, heels press down, butt presses up, head hangs between the arms. Just pedaling the feet, just finding some kind of organic movements for yourself. Maybe both knees bend at the same time and you look forward more like a cow pose back, and then going up towards a downward dog. Just finding some little organic movements that work for you. Maybe it's one knee bends as the other leg straightens, really rooting down through the foot of the straight leg. Maybe the heel turns in a bit. It's kind of letting it organically, the prana organically move through the body. Let's adding a little warm up. A lot of muscle energy in the arms and the hands. There's the lift of the pelvic floor and the toning of the low belly, keeping the bottom energy of the core active. But maybe start dropping one knee and the opposite arm comes forward like a modified gate, just taking that arm in a circle. We'll start to activate the rotator cuff muscles, coming back up through downward dog. Then that other knee drops, the opposite arm stretches forward in a circle. And just being mindful of the rotator cuffs. They're little muscles. So maybe the fingers come to the shoulder as you make a circle with just the elbow. Just imagine like you're moving through Jell-O, so that as you press up to downward dog, there's a bit of resistance, an imaginative resistance from the atmosphere. And just balancing it out. Finding that second side one more time, and then coming into a nice strong downward dog. The legs straight, the thighs active. Bring down and butt really pushing up, finding the length in the back of the legs. Press the arms down and forward. Look forward, bend the knees. On your inhale, walk, step, or jump it forward to the top of the mat. And the exhale, fold. Bring the hands to the hips. Draw the elbows and shoulders back. On the inhale, scoot the torso up. Reach the arms up for a tall mountain. Stretch out. Turn the palms to face the ceiling and really press them up towards the ceiling so you feel the arm bone gently snug out of the socket just a bit. Look up. There we have an inverted handstand. Full breath in. On the exhale, come on back down, forward fold. Inhaling halfway up. Exhaling to fold. Inhale, sweep it all the way up and come in chair pose, bending the knees, hip creases back and down. Bring the hands together in front of the heart. Pressing the palms together, the thumbs and the sternum together. Getting a little cat round in the low back as you press the sternum up for that cow action in the heart, or cobra action we like to say. Take the weight into the left foot. Step your right leg way back for high lunge. Take the arms up overhead. Little cat round, little cobra action. The palms can come apart or press the palms together as you cross the thumbs. Holding steady, breathing into it. Feel the power of the left heel rooting down into the earth. Ignites the hamstrings to support that front bone, that femur bone. Full breath in. On the exhale, bring the hands down in front of the left foot. Pop it up to standing stick, pointing the right toes, straightening into that left leg. Look forward. Float the right leg down. When the foot lands down, even out the weight in the feet. Inhale up, tall mountain. Inverted handstand, make the palms face up. Push the palms up like you're lifting the ceiling up. Press the feet down. Lift the digits of the toes. Really fire up the quadriceps. Lifting the pelvic floor, toning the low belly. Think cat round, cobra action. It's a steady action, those two meeting in opposition in handstand. And bring it down, Samasthiti. Hands to the heart. Keeping the hands at the heart, press the thumbs and the sternum together. Full breath, and when we exhale, come on down, chair pose. Balancing into the right foot. Step the left leg way back for high lunge. Root the front heel, take the arms up. Little cat round, little cobra action, and then maybe even a little bit more of a curl back. Really powering up, the back thigh is tight. The right heel roots, the hips are square to the front of your mat. Holding steady. Breathing into the power, the muscle system of the body. Organs and the intestines getting a little stretch in the front. Full breath in. On the exhale, reach the hands forward of the right foot. Kick the left leg up for standing stick. Straighten into the right leg. Really point your left toes up and out. The hip can open a bit. Look forward. Slowly bring that left foot down. Setting it hips distance from the right foot. Square the weight through the feet. Inhale up, tall down. Take one more reverse handstand. Palms press up. Look up. Power up the torso. Power up the thighs. Press through the heels. Full breath in. On the exhale, bring it down, chair pose. Hands to the heart. Balancing into the left foot. Step the right leg way back. Drop the heel in and down and open it up for a warrior two. Holding steady, breathing into it. Create a nice parallel line at the rib cage. Nice vertical line is actually what I wanted to say. Bring the left hand down. Either the left forearm crosses the knee or comes to the floor inside or outside the ankle. Right arm stretches for Parsva Konasana. Looking up at that right hand. Powering up the back leg, really breathing into it. Press the left arm and the left leg gently into each other wherever they're touching. Root down through the left heel. Really power up the right thigh. On your next inhale, make your way to reverse warrior. As you come up through warrior two, right arm goes down, left arm goes up, look up. Pressing down to that left heel. Straighten into the left leg. Keep the pelvis kind of rocking towards the left leg. Left arm down, right arm up. Come on down, triangle pose. Take your time. Inhaling to lengthen. Exhale, a nice side bend over the leg. Sometimes the torso turns. It's going to pull on that left hamstring. Keep the torso really open to the right as you come down, nice and slow. Inhaling to lengthen. Exhaling into the bend. Keep pushing your pelvis towards the left leg, like you're pushing your left butt cheek towards the line of the left ankle. Holding steady, breathing into it. Look forward, bend into the left leg. Reach your arms forward like a zombie and step the back foot forward. Or modifying however you need to for chair pose. Inhaling to rise up. Give a gentle curl back. Even adding a bit more of a back extension here. Lifting up through the heart, tone the thighs, press the heels down, the heart up. Look up, follow the line of the arms going back. Keeping the breath nice and steady. Inhale up, tall mountain, exhale, chair pose, hands to the heart. Balancing into the right foot, step your left foot back. Drop the heel in and down, coming through warrior two. Take it to Parsva Konasana. Right forearm either crosses the thigh, left arm sweeps bicep by the ear, or the right hand can go inside or outside the leg. Wherever it lands, press the arm and the leg into each other. Keep the heart open to the left. Look up at your left hand, power up the back leg. Really make the left thigh tight. Notice the energy in the right heel. Push it down. Feel the hamstrings ignite on the right femur bone. Just breathing into it. Holding steady. Feel the power, especially in that right heel. It likes to kind of disengage a bit. Push down through the heel. On the inhale, come up through to reverse warrior, coming through warrior two. Left arm drops, right arm goes up. Curl back. Push down for that right heel. Push it down and forward a bit as you reach up and back with that right arm. Hold steady. Keep the left thigh tight. Straighten into the right leg. Keep the pelvis rocking towards that right side, coming up and down, triangle pose. Take your time. Keep the right thigh nice and tight. The pelvic floor lifts, low belly tones. Heart is open to the left. You can look up at that left hand if your neck says okay, or look down. The pelvis rocks towards the line of the ankle, the right ankle, holding a steadiness in that right hamstring attachment. Inhale, lengthening the spine. Exhale, side bending. Each inhale, just feeling more space in the body or imagining it. Exhale, deepening into the fold over the right leg. Look forward. Bend into the right line. Right leg. Reach the arms forward maybe or to the floor. Come back, chair pose. Yikes. And inhale, rise up, tall mountain, curl back. Inhaling up, straight, tall mountain. Exhale, hands to the heart. Samastiti. 3 release breaths. In through the nose, out with an open mouth. All right, we're going to work on a little bit of funky transitions just to get the core and the obliques working with the legs and the arms. It will transfer into handstand later on. So cross your right foot across your left ankle like the planner's peanut. Okay? Bend the knees. Bringing the hands to the heart. Keeping the left knee bent. Step the right leg back to high lunge. Take the arms up over the head. And then bring it back down, hands to the heart, and step it back forward. So there's the action right there. Going back, high lunge, arms lift, coming forward. If you want to go a little more challenging, take the ankle across the knee, sitting more in that number 4 chair pose, taking it back. And feel free to do this in front of your couch or your chair or somewhere that you can kind of have the hands down and be creating the movements with the psoas muscle, the obliques, the core, and that left leg. Just 500 more. Just kidding. The next time the leg is back in high lunge, bring the hands down to frame the front foot, straighten the leg, take a pyramid stretch over the left leg. Square the hips, really lift through the pelvic floor. Get a little kind of cat round cobra action as you fold over the front leg. Bend back into the front leg, reach both hands forward, pick it up for standing stick. Find a place to press your palms flat down. Maybe it's way forward, maybe it's right kind of in front of the foot, and rise up on your tiptoe of the left foot. Now lean forward so your shoulders go over the line of your fingernails, and just imagine floating your left leg up. Just imagine it. Some folks can do that. And then release the heel down, lower the right leg, set it down, hips distance from the right leg. On the inhale, sweep it up, tall mountain. Keeping the right arm up, kick your left heel to your butt. Just grab the foot, just for a bit of a thigh stretch. Gentle, we're gonna go a little more intense later, but just a nice counter pose for those hamstring stretches. And release it down. Bring the hands to the heart. Close the eyes. Feel the prana moving through the body, mixing with your own kinesthetic energy. Just feeling your power to move and animate in the body. Just noticing how it might feel different in the left leg than the right leg. Just igniting those energy, the mind energy of discernment, rather than judgment or comparison. Just noticing. All right, and second side, bend the knees a bit. The left foot either crosses like the planner's peanut guy, hands to the heart, and just balancing into that right leg. The left leg goes back for high lunge, the arms come up. And then bring it forward, back, crossing the ankle, or maybe crossing at the knee, taking it back, the arms come up, bringing it forward. You can also just be having the hands to the floor, step the back foot forward, rising up. Just half salutations is perfect. Moving in a way that works for your body. We're just getting some blood flow. Adding a little cardio. And if you're watching me, I'm wobbling all over the place. No big deal. No judgments. Just movement. The next time you're back in high lunge. Hold steady for a breath. And then another full breath in. On the exhale, frame the front foot. Straighten into the leg. Just powering up the pyramid stretch. Power up both legs. Lift the front of your quadriceps up as you push down through the front of your shins. Imagine the front of your shins connected to your heel. And as you push the heel down, the front of the shin goes down. And then as you lift the quadriceps, the hip crease goes up and back on that right side. Left leg powered up. There's this nice torso energy, like holding strong, where the cat round and the cobra action meet, keeping the rib cage tucked in. A nice power around the spine as you fold over the leg. Bend into the front leg, bring the hands a bit forward, and kick that left leg up for standing stick. Straightening into the right leg. That's far enough. Maybe your hands go forward a lot to get the palms flat and lift the heel. Maybe your hands are closer in. If your hands are closer in, and you lift the heel, lean forward so your shoulders line up over your fingernails. Look forward, think cobra action, and then maybe float that right leg up in the handstand. I did it so fast that you must have missed it. Just kidding. All right, release the heel, float the left leg down, set it hips distance from the right. Power up the forward fold. Like just breathe into it. Keep the pelvis lined up over the ankle so you can bring your hands a bit forward to really support the alignment of the hip socket over the side of the ankle. Bring the hands to the hips. On the inhale, sweep the torso up. Reach the arms up for tall mountain. Root down through the heels, up through the heart. Look up, curl back. Check out your back bend. See if it's just a little bit more open. Maybe you can see the wall behind you. If the breath is being held, back out of it. Inhale, up center. Exhale, hands to the heart. Samastiti, be with the energy. Close your eyes, really feel that life moving through your body with prana. The life on the inside, the cellular action. That kinesthetic signature of our movement so far. On the inhale, take the arms up, lengthen up. On the exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Lean a bit forward, coming up to the tip toes, and come into a tippy toe squat. Take the arms up overhead, just finding the balance. Press the palms up to the ceiling. Lift the pelvic floor, tone the low belly. As you lift your heart up, press down through the heels, even though they're lifting up. Make the calf muscles nice and tight. See if you can take your gaze. Imagine being in a handstand here, a squat handstand. When we go up in a handstand with the knees bent, push up through the palms like you're reaching the ceiling. Full breath in. On the exhale, bring the hands down for a shoot back or a step back. They go right along the front of the toes and out to the side of it. Lean forward. Maybe you're going to shoot back to a low push-up. Push the floor down and forward. I'm going to take one leg back at a time, drop the knee, then the other side. Then coming down through to the belly. The chest lands in front of the thumbs. Inhale up, cobra, pressing the palms down. Pull the belly in. Press your legs down. Reach the arms forward like Superman. Turn the palms to face the same line as the crown of your head, looking at your fingertips. All right, there's supine handstand. Looking forward. Breathing into it. Try to get a little cat round in your back. A little cobra action. Press the palms forward. Really holding steady. And line the hands along the sides of the heart. Tuck the toes. Come up through an up dog maybe, and back downward dog. Pedal out the feet. Really power up the downward dog. The bum goes up, heels go down. Pelvic floor lifts, low belly tones. Now just take your chin towards your chest. When you do that, you can feel the rib cage coming more towards a cat round. Hold that energy in, and then bring the chin forward, creating a cobra action, still holding the navel in. Step one foot forward and kick up to handstand. And feel free to go to a wall. That's keeping the torso. I'm going to use this beam right here. Keeping the torso with a cat round meeting a cobra action equally to keep the spine erect. When you're kicking up, if you line the shoulders up over your fingernails, there's less of a chance you'll fall out of the handstand. That's coming up. Feel free to just be in a downward dog. There's also L shape against the wall. Bringing it to a downward dog. Heels go up the wall a bit. From the downward dog arms, you just slide your hands towards the line of your shoulders. Take one foot up and press into the wall. Really lift the pelvic floor, tone the low belly as the pelvis comes over the wrists. You can also take the feet up a bit higher. The L shape is actually a little bit more conducive to teaching the core how to work harder in handstand. And then coming on down. Keep your head low as you come down, making your way to a child's pose and a 1 potato, 2 potato pillow for your forehead. Just resting into it, just kind of restoring the cerebrospinal fluid flow up and down the spinal column, keeping us from getting dizzy. And if you're not going upside down, downward dog is a handstand. It's a handstand, a forward fold, and a back bend. You can be moving from downward dog. We're going to go upside down one more time through headstand. But if you're not into that, you can go dolphin pose. You can move from mini plank to dolphin pose, walking the feet in, and then back out again to get a nice core workout. You can also go from downward dog to high push-up and back. You can go through some vinyasas if you like. Sometimes it's not so great on the shoulders. So if we're going to go headstand, you can come on up out of child's pose. Come down onto the forearms in child's pose. Interlace the fingers, tuck the bottom finger underneath. It's really important in this type of handstand, the Hatha Yoga handstand, headstand. Keep the wrist lines vertical. There's a tendency for them to roll out. That's going to kind of disrupt the rotator cuff muscles and some of the shoulder attachments in a knot. It stretches out the tendons. So if you want to go to the wall, sometimes tripod headstand is a bit safer on the shoulders if you can hold it up there. But the traditional one, the forehead goes to the floor right where it turns into the top of the head. So there's a cervical curve in your vertebra there. So setting down the forehead, lifting up the bum, walking in, maybe one leg goes up at a time, just checking it out. And it's handstand, it's like Tadasana legs. Some folks, when they get really good at the balance, can point the toes. I find it easier to hold the headstand with Tadasana legs, really strong, flexed feet. The pelvic floor lifts, low belly tones. And we can hold this for like 10 minutes, just kidding. You can hold for a bit longer especially if you're just getting up and you've gone to the wall. If you're finished with the headstand, come on down to the child's pose, 1 potato, 2 potato pillow, and rest your forehead. One of the things about handstands is that taking the psoas muscle upside down kind of reverses the flow of gravity through the psoas muscle and the iliacus and the bones and the other torso muscles too. So it opens things up for full split. So if you're finished with your headstand and you've taken the restorative in child's pose, come on up to tabletop. If you need a couple more breath cycles in the restorative, hold steady. Really let the energy balance out. We'll do a few cat-cows just to kind of get the flow of cerebrospinal fluid nice and smooth. Sometimes coming up from being upside down, we can get a little dizzy. Now, if you have a block for full split, it's just safer for the hamstring attachments to do full split with a block or something, an encyclopedia, if you have one of those old-fashioned thick encyclopedias. Slide it under the sits bone. So it's not going to go under just the leg. It's going to go under right that bone at the bottom of your butt. Take the right foot forward. Stretch it forward to the toes are up and the heels down. You can stay also here and runner stretch is fine. Just opening it up. But if you want to check out and see if handstand and headstand helped open up your full split, bring that right leg forward towards full split. Press it down into the block. Take the arms up maybe. I'm not a Gumby instructor. I'm not really that flexible. But sometimes after handstands and some back bending, I can get into full split. But full split's not opposed to push. It's opposed to invite. So sitting on the block, I'm nice and safe. I can start to really open it. And then coming down, bring the hands down to frame the front foot. And just make your way back to tabletop. Come up through a downward dog. Let's take a little vinyasa. Inhaling forward to high push-up, dropping the knees down. Take it down through to the belly. Inhaling cobra. Coming up and back, tabletop. And the left side, bringing that left foot forward. Maybe just going for the runner stretch, being kind to the body. Or set the block. Sometimes my block has to go up really high if I want to work on full splits and conditioning the hamstring attachment. I'll put the block up really high. On the inhale, take the arms up, holding steady. And just check out where you are with full split. If it's not really your thing, you might notice that being in that upside down poses may have made it feel a little bit more accessible. Just breathing into where you are, whether it's runner stretch or full split, or maybe you're in an alternative pose. If there's any tears or injuries in the hamstrings, full splits are not helpful. All right, bring the hands on down. We'll take it on back through to downward dog, taking it through a vinyasa. Coming forward to high push-up, taking it down through low push-up. Inhaling cobra or up dog. Exhaling on back, downward dog. Or child's pose. Just taking a bit of a pause here. The downward dog gives us an energetic pause, a rajasic pause. Child's pose, a more restorative pause, tamasic pause. Wherever you are, bring it on down to tabletop. We'll open up the thighs. Step the right foot forward. Lunge forward. Kick the left heel to the butt. Reach back with the left hand for the thigh stretch. And then maybe bringing the foot to the outside of the hip socket. Traction the back knee and the front foot towards each other. That's kind of like not necessary to do that. The heel can just go right to the sits bone. Keep your left hip bone facing forward. Push your right hand down into your right knee and just turn, like open up like a drunken cobra. Lifting up to the cobra heart and turning the shoulder girdle to the left. Keep the hip bone facing forward. Maybe that right arm, if you lunge forward into the right leg, maybe that right arm will go back for the foot. No big deal, just make it work for you. If you've got the foot, maybe that left arm will go back. You can hold that little mudra, Guyana mudra, index finger to the thumb. But you can also just take that left hand down the leg. You might even be able to do mermaid here, or keep that right arm up. Right hand can stay on the knee, just making it a nice thigh stretch for yourself. Full breath in. On the exhale, come on in. Take it back through downward dog. Lift the right leg up in the air and press the left heel down. Square the shoulder blades. Push out through the right heel. And bring it all the way down tabletop. Stepping that left foot forward. Square the hips. Kick the right heel to the bone, reaching back for the foot. There you have it right there. Perfect thigh stretch. No, never a need to go further than this. You can also keep both hands forward or on the knee as you just kick the heel to the butt and lunge forward. There's a nice thigh stretch there. But maybe you're able to take that little further. Twist open, left hand to the knee. If you push the left knee and the hand together, lift the pelvic floor, tone the low belly, the rib cage comes in, the shoulder girdle can turn and the hip stays forward. Maybe that left hand will reach back just for the hip. Maybe it will grab the foot. This side's not as open for me. Lunging way forward, squaring the right hip to the front of the mat. Then that right arm may go back. Maybe a little mudra. The Gyan mudra is just a mudra inviting the elements of the earth, wind, sun. All right. Full breath in. On the exhale, come on out. If you feel like you need to hold a little longer, go ahead. And we'll go back downward dog. Lifting that left leg up, press the right heel down, lifting, push up through the left heel, square the shoulder blades. And bring it on down. Take it through the vinyasa. Inhaling, high push-up. Exhaling through low push-up. Inhaling through cobra or up dog. Exhaling back, tabletop. Let's take another look at full split. Just see how you're doing after we open the thighs. Or runner stretch. Bring that right leg forward, just check out. See how you're doing, maybe you're a bit lower. Pigeon prep is also a nice alternative to full splits. So just being a little more comfortable. I can tell I'm even a little bit lower on this side than I was last time. All right, and we'll take it on over to the other side. Just coming up, just in gentle. This is just a checkpoint. Just checking to see how we're doing with it. The full splits kind of are this Hanumanasana. Hanuman was able to leap up to the sun. So we just had this incredible superhero power to leap over tall buildings. It kind of gives us that metaphor of these obstacles coming up in life. We just can metaphorically leap over them. All right, let's go ahead back down. We're going. Inhaling forward to high push-up. Exhale through low push-up. Inhaling cobra up to over sphinx pose. Coming into a back extension that you want to hold for yourself. I've purposely left the vinyasas out so that we can do some things in side plank without having the shoulders so wiped out from push-ups. We're going to open up the back bends a bit. And coming all the way down, line the hands up to frame the heart, tuck the toes, press it up and back, downward dog. Lift the right leg up nice and high. Bend it over the back of the body. Look over the left shoulder. You can feel free to stay right there. Or two alternative poses. We can come down wild thing pose where the left side of the body stays in like a side plank. The right leg goes back like a full wheel back bend. Then that right arm can stretch. The heart can face the ceiling. Or you can come into like flip dog where both legs are like a full wheel back bend. The left arm is set reverse. The fingers face the opposite way. And that right arm can maybe tap down. And we're going to go right to the other side. Coming up through downward dog, kicking up and out and through. Coming over to the other side. Left leg up. Bend it over the back of the body. Take it either into that wild thing pose, so lovely, the heart can face the ceiling, or a flip dog, activating just more of a full wheel back bend energy. And bring it on down. Up and back, downward dog. All right, take it on to a child's pose. Reach the arms forward. Give yourself a nice stretch to the back of the body here. All right, come on up tabletop. Bring your right hand center of the mat, right alongside the left hand, and kick your right leg out like you would for a runner stretch. Root through the left hand and the left knee and just grab your right big toe or the pinky side of the foot. We're just going to pick the foot up and swivel it back and tap it down. So it's just this little movement. You can, if you have a block, take the block with your left hand. This is all the remedial work. And it's just such a nice way to connect with moving. And then if you want to get a little more adventurous and try it from side plank, we'll go in side plank. I'm going to bring my knee down. Just I can't talk and do this at the same time, but maybe you're in side plank. Bring the right knee towards the chest. Find where you want to hold the foot, big toe or pinky side of the foot. See if you can kick the leg up like a full split. Now see if you can bring it down, tap it down, and bring it back up again. Now also, after a few of those, tapping it down, maybe you're doing it, maybe you're not. Maybe you're just watching me do the modified version. But if you get the heel forward, maybe after like 3 tries, you'll want to come down and see where you're at with full split. I'm still not all the way down here, but if there's a block handy, go ahead and get it. Now, this is where maybe you want to drop it into a pigeon prep, just to, you know, open up the legs a bit. Now, to add to the adventure, root back down through the left hand, grab the pinky side, the big toe mound or the pinky side of the foot, press down through your back knee and see if you can kind of pick that right leg up and take it back to side plank or modified side plank. And release all the way down. Come all the way to the belly. Take like a restorative in a long body. Rest the forehead down. Give it a little shake. Just know that these acrobatic kind of asana transitions, it's not necessary. All these transitions are doing is teaching the body how to kind of move through awkward things. We're teaching the obliques to work better with the core, to work better with the legs and the arms, just for more stability and strength and power as we move in the body. I mean, we're never going to find ourselves doing those things out on the street in the supermarket, but knowing having the body be able to do them can help us if we trip or fall or, you know, trip upstairs or, you know, fall down. All right, line the hands to frame the heart. Let's take it to the other side. Press up and back, tabletop. If you want to go right to the side plank when you can, you don't have to go through the remedial with me here. But maybe just bring that left foot forward. The left hand comes over towards the right hand. And then grabbing the big toe or the pinky side of the foot. Root the right hand on the right knee. And as you lean to the right, the left leg can come up and you're just going to swivel it back and then tap it down. Up and back and tap it down. You can already feel how the hip flexors are working a different way, the psoas and iliacus, with the core and even the lat muscles, the back body's working. Maybe you want to take it up, more up. If you put a block under that right hand, if you have your right knee down, you can really open up and like hold that leg up like a full split and then bring it down and maybe check out the full split after a few times. Just see if you're just a smidge more comfortable in the pose. Just checking it out. No big deal. You can also just take it into a runner stretch or a pyramid stretch too. All right, let's go ahead back, downward dog. Look forward, bend the knees. On your inhale, walk, step, or jump yourself forward to the top of the mat. On the exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep it straight up, tall mountain. Bring the hands together in front of the heart. Close the eyes. Let the body settle in this upright position. Just feeling all of that vibration and noticing where it feels just tingly, where it feels cool, where it feels hot. Not that it will feel those things, but just checking it out and seeing what am I feeling in my body? How is this kinesthetic energy communicating to me? Is it through temperature or vibration? On the inhale, take the arms up, lengthen up. On the exhale, fold forward. Grabbing either the right big toe in a yoga toe lock or tuck your fingers along the pinky side of the foot. Bring the left hand to the hip. Lift the heart up forward and powering up the left leg. Float up with the right leg coming up right in front. Holding steady. Hip creases go back. You can even bend the standing leg as you set the right leg. Hip creases back. Take the right leg like 35 degrees out, maybe 45 degrees. And then lift it up, stand up straight. So it's diagonally in front of you. Take the left arm up, look up. Power up the left leg. Power up actually both legs. Push out through both heels. Tone the thighs. Lift the pelvic floor. Tone the low belly. Get a little cat round. Into the cat round, start to add a big up dog action of your upper body. Look up. Maybe curl back. Holding steady. Maybe falling over. Really just breathing into. All right, looking forward. Bend into the standing leg. Cross your right ankle across your left knee. Bring the hands together in front of the heart, or just lay your hands on the low leg. Feel free to be right at your couch here, leaning into it, taking like a pigeon prep opening. But if you're an arm balancer, maybe the arms will come down to the floor. Maybe they'll go flat into the floor, and you can go up and down and out into that arm balance. I'm not going to work for that today. I'm just going to work on opening the hips. Just breathing into the pose where it works for me. Some of you might even want to come down to that tippy toe squat, that little Bikram style tippy toe squat. Lifting the pelvic floor, toning the low belly. Maybe coming into that balance, lifting the arms, hands to the heart, or not. And then wherever you are, we'll all just make our way back up. I'm going to uncross the legs, and we'll come up into forward fold. From forward fold, inhale straight up, tall mountain. Before we go to the other side, take the feet max distance. Turn the toes out a bit. Bring the hands to the low back. Pressing the thigh bones and the pelvis forward, heels down, heart up, look up. Just see if maybe your hands will go down back of the hamstrings by the knees. Just see if you can create a little bit more of a back bend here. But just know that heels down, heart up is the pose. And it's plenty right there. Just opening up the front of the body. Contracting the back body, conditioning it to be strong. As we open the front of the body, sometimes can get overbearing, short and tight. As we stretch open the front of the body, we strengthen the back of the body. 20 more minutes. Just kidding. Inhale up, exhale, baseball catcher stance, forearms to the knees. Breathe into it like a child's pose, really letting yourself rest. On the inhale, stand. Nice. On the inhale, come on up. Take the arms straight up overhead. Lengthen up. On the exhale, fold forward. We'll go second side. Feeling the weight in the right leg. Grab the left foot, either the big toe or tuck the fingers along the pinky side. Bend the knees a bit here. Look forward. On the inhale, start to float up, straightening into the standing leg as you go. Take the left leg about 30 to 40 degrees out to the left. Power up the standing leg. Push out through the left heel. Little cat round, and then the cobra action on top. Right arm up, look up. Maybe your left leg needs to go back more. Maybe it needs to come forward more. Lift up through the heart. Think back bend. Power up. The right thigh likes to kind of surrender its energy when you take it back towards the back bend. Keep it fired up. Keep the left leg fired up too. Inhale up straight. As you bend the standing leg, cross the left ankle over the knee. Hands come to the heart, forearms to the low leg. That's plenty right there. Maybe that left hand will go to the floor, right hand to the heel. Just make the pose work for you. You can go right into that arm balance if you like. But just holding steady where this pose works for you. The arm balance is part of that advanced acrobatics, but certainly not advanced yoga. Advanced yoga is our practice of our mind and our emotions, just uniting them with the body we're in, the atmosphere and the world we live in. Maybe you want to come down into that tippy toe squat. Sometimes that's not so great for the knees. It's meant to be a knee kind of conditioning, but if it's causing pain or popping, then it certainly is not conditioning. Some knees it is. All right, and then on your inhale, just start to make your way to forward fold, however that transition is safest for your body. Just breathing into the forward fold a bit, finding, if you bring the hands forward, it makes it easier to line the acetabulum, the femur head in that sock, the trochanter, right above that right ankle bone. On the next inhale, sweep it straight up, reach up. Give yourself that nice back extension. Maybe the hands want to go to the back of the hamstrings. You can take the feet wide, point the toes out a bit to take a little bit deeper. Maybe your back bend is even much deeper than it has been. When we do handstands and splits, it opens up back bends. Back bends and handstands help open up full splits. It's like this triangular action. Sine, cosine, tangent, cotangent, secant, cosecant. Inhale, up, exhale. Baseball catcher stance. It's like the handstand and the back bend open up the split. The split and the handstand open up the back bend. The handstand and, you know, so it goes. All right, inhale straight up, reach up, bring the feet together. Inhale to lengthen, exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Come down, tippy toe squat, or from forward fold. If you shoot back from a handstand to low push-up, have at it. But maybe you're just gonna follow this nice step back with me. One leg back than the other. Coming down through the low push-up. Inhaling through cobra or up dog, and a quick pit stop in child's pose, just to restore the energy in the back of the body. Relaxing into it. We've got one more little challenging sequence to work through. Inhaling up to a kneeling standing position. Step your right foot forward. Tuck your back toes. Take your left hand to the left heel. Take the right arm up. Curl back. Lunge forward into the front leg, just really opening up the front of the body again. Also, you can be doing more of a side bend here, depending on what you're feeling in your low back. Whenever we're going into these back bends, try to ignite a cat round into it as you open up the front of the body. The heart can face the left, more like a reverse warrior. You decide. All right, on the inhale, bring both hands to the right knee and push down. Get the core active. Lift the back knee. If you reach the arms back, you can really feel the whole top of the core around the bottom of the rib cage, even into the back body ignite. But you can also work on bringing the arms forward. We're going to float it to warrior three, coming forward. Back leg gets like a Tadasana leg. As you power up the standing leg, the left leg floats as high as the hips. The shoulders are up as high as the hips. The arms stretch forward, powering it up. Bend into the right leg. Step the left foot back. Bring the hands to frame the front foot. Get yourself a little bit of a bounce. Jump switch to the other side, or just step up and back. All right, reaching the arms forward. Oh, sorry, drop the back knee, my bad. Tuck the toes, take the right hand to the right heel, the left arm goes up. Curling either this kind of reverse warrior here in Anjaneyasana, or like a camel pose on that right side, into low lunge on the left side. Just breathing into opening up that front of the body. Holding steady. On the next inhale, bring both hands to the left knee, push down. Feel the torso ignite, and then maybe the arms will go back first. Lift the back knee. Maybe the arms float forward. As you float it forward into warrior three, take your time. Feel free to have the hands on the floor for support. There's no rules or regulations except for the rules and the regulations. Except for some principles. There's some principles and some highly recommended suggestions regarding alignment. But you never have to float to these poses. All right, bend the standing leg, step the right leg back, drop the knee, hands to the heart. Get a little bounce again, and just jump switch to the first side again, and take it back downward dog. Pedal out the feet. Inhale forward to high push-up. Exhale down through the low push-up. Inhale through cobra or up dog. Exhale on back to a kneeling seated position. Take the knees and ankles wide so that you can sit your tush between the heels of the ankles and then bring the knees together. There's the pose right there. You can sit on a block if you like for support. And we're really trying to stretch where the quadriceps attach to the upper hip bone. So if you can, maybe lean back into your couch or chair, or take the hands back, resting on the arms. If your bum is between your heels, all 10 toenails point down. The heel kind of hugs into the hip socket, so there's nice balanced action for the ankle. Maybe you'll come all the way down to supine hero pose. If you're all the way down, wherever you are, create the cat round and then the cobra action. The arms can go overhead in supine butterfly, grabbing opposite elbows. Clip the toenails down, lift the pelvic floor, tone the low belly. Try to get the navel to the back of the body as you get the heart up and forward toward your chin. The chin comes away from the chest a bit. Just having a nice opening for the front of the thighs, right where it meets the hips. You can even press your hip bones up a bit. Like lift the butt up off the floor, igniting a real cat round here to get a nice stretch. And then slowly coming on up, making your way to downward dog. Straightening the legs powerfully. Press the heels down. Lift the quadriceps like you're lifting the kneecap up. Get the thighs as tight as you can. Jack the bum up. Let the head hang between the arms. Pull the bottom of your rib cage in as you stick the bottom of your butt up. Feel a nice little tensegrity there. There's like an opposing energy that helps create space between the lumbar vertebra. All right, bring it on down. I don't know if you're gonna like this or not. We're gonna check out our full splits again and see if you're a little bit looser. Now, if you're feeling pain on the sits bone, like that tearing feeling, you don't have to do full split. In fact, I suggest not to do full split. Maybe come into just a runner stretch or a pigeon prep. Instead of bringing the right foot forward to check out split, bring the knee forward and kind of hang out in a pigeon prep for a bit as we check out our full splits. And just see where you're at with it. I'm not down as far as I would be, but I'm down further than I was. I thought I would be all the way down. I can't lift my hands. But if you can, maybe scissor the legs. Maybe your arms will go up. All right, jump switch. Just kidding. We're going to take it right to the other side, just checking it out. See where you're at. This is usually my very tight side, but I'm a little looser. Still can't get the arms up. Squaring the hips, pressing down through the pelvis, but squeezing your legs isometrically together. That action lifts the pelvis, and then from above, you push down through the pelvis, the obliques. All right, let's come on back out, downward dog. Enough of that. Pedaling out the feet. All right, set the knees down. Scooch over to one side of your heels. Bring the legs on straight out in front. Round your body a bit like a cat round, like you're going cat round, and hold the pelvic floor up and the low belly in. As you take the heart up, set your shoulder blades up so that they're kind of flush with the back of the pelvis. The head of the arm bones go back, the sternum lifts, but still try to activate that cat round, even though you're creating a curl in the low back. And then lean into your hands just forward of the hip sockets. Press down through the hands and lift up. Maybe the legs will come up, maybe not. No big deal. Just pushing down as if you were going to lift the legs up. Maybe your heels come up. You can lean forward a bit more. Maybe the hands go forward a bit more. And then rest into it. Slide the hands all the way back. Point the toes. Press up for reverse plank. Here, the chin can go to the chest. Or you can let the head rock back. See how it feels on the neck. Sometimes it's nice to have the chin towards the chest. But if the trapezius, if the head of the arm bones can hold back, the trapezius makes a little hammock for the neck. And as you take the head back, the neck is nice and safe. All right, come on down. Keep back on the hands. Lift the feet and the knees. Ground through the sits bones. Pull the belly in. Lift the pelvic floor. Lift the heart up and stretch the arms forward. Maybe take the legs up for both. My legs go into cramping when I do that, so I'm just going to hold them here. I'm getting just as much work. Take it down to low boat. If the legs are bent, they can straighten out, point the toes. Just coming down to the back of your shoulder blades at the bottom angle and bring it back up. And taking it down. Bringing it up. Now you can hold steady if you need a little break, or keep exhaling down, inhaling up. And just going with your own breath. Exhaling down, inhaling up. Or it might have reversed itself, the breath. You might be inhaling down, exhaling up. We'll just do about 80 more. Just kidding. All right, the next time you're kind of in low boat, hold steady and release it down. Just lay in your body, just laying flat on your back in a nice long body. Feel the core kind of, its reverberations, its regenerations. All right, set the feet on the floor, bring the arms along the sides of the body, give the shoulder blades a squeeze and press the pelvis up a bit. Give it a few breath cycles before you take the hip bones up as high as the knees. The boat and the low boat really contract the front of the body. So just give the back body a few breath cycles to contract along the paraspinals. And then maybe you're ready now, take it up. Now, if you're full wheel back bending, you can set the hands for a full wheel back bend. I'm going to just stay steady in a nice, powerful bridge pose. Just tapping into the back bend action. Maybe grab the ankles or the heels, but you might feel that your back bend, since handstands and splits open up back bends, you might feel like a full wheel back bend is perfect for you today. All right, let's go ahead back all the way down. We'll do 2 more back bends. Resting into a long body first. Just give your body the opportunity to come to a neutral place. Let's set it up again. Set the feet, arms to the sides of the body. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Lift the pelvis up first, even if you're going for a full wheel back bend. If the butt's down and you set the hands and throw yourself up into a full wheel back bend, you bypass the back body really helping, and you really focus on momentum and the shoulder girdle, which is not so healthy. If you're really young, it's okay, but once we start getting into the half-century mark, it's nice to use powerful muscle movements and slow transitions. I might even try a full wheel back bend here. So setting the hands. I haven't been doing these very much, but today I feel a little bit like I could get one. Now, if you're going up in full wheel back bend, sometimes you can do some tricks there. I'm going to bypass, but you might be able to lift an arm, tap the leg, and bring it back. Or kick one leg up and bring it back down again. Just, you know your body. You know what little tricks you can do. And then we'll all lay out just in a nice long body neutral pose. Just like splits, we don't really have to be able to do them in our everyday life. We never have to like walk around in a real bent over backwards position of the body. But oftentimes mentally and emotionally, we have to stretch ourselves in uncomfortable situations regarding relationships or situations. So being able to do it in the body is just kind of a conditioning for the mental and emotional bodies. Let's go one more back bend, and feel free to drop it into a restorative back bend. Rooting down through the arms. Feel the feet rooting, the back of the arms rooting, and even the back of the head rooting to lift the pelvis up. Like, let that pelvis be lifted by the foundation, taking pressure off the low back And then once you're up, finding some more power through the core by tractioning the shins in, lifting the pelvic floor, toning the low belly, pressing down through the arms will ignite the back of the core, pressing the heels down, get the hamstrings and the glute muscles, and then the pelvis can go way up. Maybe you'll go into, maybe this will be your first full wheel back bend today, or maybe your third or second, but maybe you're gonna slide a block right underneath the pelvis and just rest into it. Just breathing into the power of the back body to support us. It's like the past supporting us in moving forward, but we don't want to hang on to it. We don't want to carry it with us. We don't want to walk around in these back bends. We want to release out of the past. So slowly start to come down, releasing the back body, extend the legs long, and just lay in the neutral energy of a long body. Feel where your body innately kind of restores itself to balance. Just one more nice big breath. Maybe a nice release breath in through the nose, out with an open mouth. All right, bending the knees, set the feet on the floor. Start to just rock your legs a bit, side to side, windshield wipering them. And they can literally go an inch by inch, side to side, or maybe the leg hits the floor as you do it. Just really being mindful of what it feels like in your body. When we do back bends and splits, we're really affecting the psoas muscle along its entire length. And it's attached to all the lumbar vertebra, plus T12 up high with the diaphragm. It attaches with the diaphragm there. The next time the knees are coming up from the opposite side you started it from, or where it feels balanced in the pelvis, bring the knees to the chest. Hands go to the front of the knees and slide down halfway down the shin. And then just on your exhale, pull the knees to the chest. On your inhale, let them kind of pump away, just aiding the diaphragm in the psoas also is attaching to your upper inner thigh bone. It also connects with the iliacus muscle that lines your hip bone. So we have all of these connections to the leg that attach to the spine, but also affects the diaphragm and the rib cage, the respiratory system. All right, the next time the feet are coming towards the floor, release the feet to the floor, let the knees come out for a supine butterfly. And feel free to just lay right here. Or for a little conditioning of the iliacus muscle, the psoas' little best friend, press the feet together, lift the pelvis up. Just giving the iliacus this broad stretch. Press the arms down, maybe the shoulder blades come in more for a powered up back body in this butterfly bridge pose. If there's any pain, come immediately out. And then slowly bringing it on down. Bring the knees together, bring the shoulder blades out. Walk your feet apart, just a little bit wider than your pelvis. Turn the toes in, heels out, knees rest. And then maybe give the pelvis a little wiggle so that it's on the mat, getting just a little kind of a massage at the sacral bone. Rest your hands on your belly. You can bring the left hand on the low belly, right hand up to the heart, or vice versa, right hand on the belly, left hand on the heart, or both hands on the belly. Both hands on the belly is a nice Reiki hold for the enteric nervous system. It just sends a nice warm energy through the intestines, just hitting. There's gray matter they found about 40 years ago, identical to the gray matter in the brain is in the small intestine, the lining of the small intestine. There's this communication system from our gut to our brain, our gut's intuition. But it also can be related to some anxieties. Scoot your tush to the right. Bring the left foot over to meet the right foot and let your knees drop left. You can also cross the right leg over the left leg and let the knees drop left. Or just morph into a twist that you like to end your practice with. Bringing the arms out to a cactus or a T, or leaving them on the belly. You might even have started to feel this energetic connection of heat or vibration, a little tingling between the hands and the belly. The arms are like these jumper cables. The right side of the body is rajasic. It's like the positive side of the battery. The left side is tamasic, which is that negative current. So we can kind of send energy from the right hand through the body and receive it through the left hand. It's creating these, the body is an electromagnetic field. We have these abilities to run energy currents. On the inhale, come up through center. Uncrossing the legs if they're crossed. The tush goes left, feet go left, knees go right. Or left leg crosses over the right leg. Whatever your twist was on the other side, just coming into the opposite side. On the inhale, come on up through center. Uncrossing the legs if they're crossed at the feet in the middle of the mat, pelvis in the middle of the mat. Press down through the back of your arms and just kind of traction your rib cage away from your pelvis a bit. So keep the sacral bone down. Just lift up the back of the rib cage, push the elbows down and forward. Just giving that lumbar spine a very tiny little traction and then rest into it. See if there's any other little movements that your body needs to make before coming into Shavasana. Just close the eyes and fill up, like every cell of your body is bringing that prana in with the inhale. And each exhale, the cell, every cell just empties itself out, everything it doesn't need anymore. Breathing in life force. Breathing out everything that is no longer needed. Just let each cell of your body participate in that. The nervous system is made up of this electrical impulses. There's the chemical impulses also from the brain. All of these ways the body communicates through impulses to the organs, the muscle systems. And we have reactions at all of these impulses. Some are kind of automatic responses. Some are systematic, hydromatic, grease lightning. The physicist's definition of light is a self-sustaining electromagnetic field, infinitely repeating, traveling incredibly fast. We are made up of light, this electromagnetic field. We found this way to slow ourselves down enough to have these more finite experiences. Just laying out in Shavasana. Feeling the breath move through the body. The inhale filling it up, the exhale kind of softening and emptying anything no longer needed down into the earth to be recycled. Feeling the body into gravity, noticing energy behind the eyes. If there's any nervous energy flickering through the mind, the body, use that 3-part door of the breath. Still, it's pushing out through the low belly. It's addressing that enteric nervous system, aligning it with the parasympathetic nervous system of rest and restore. Just pressing the inhale right in that area above the navel, the solar plexus, just pushing out. It's really feeling that power center. It's where the psoas and the in the center of this power. See if you can feel that energy rise up through the heart to the throat, the face, down the arms, wiggling the fingers, filling up the whole shoulder girdle with the inhale, filling up the throat and the face. Then sending it down through the sacral area, the low belly, the legs, feet, wiggling the toes. Let's see if there's any area that kind of got bypassed, maybe the back of the pelvis or crown of the head, just really filling the body up with the breath, prana. On an inhale, sweep the arms up towards the ceiling, maybe even back behind you, biceps by the ears. Just giving yourself a nice morning stretch, maybe even a little audible exhale. Keeping a sense of power in the back of the body. Inhale the knees to the chest. Gently roll over to a fetal position. Either way, the left side is kind of tamasic and restful. The right side is rajasic and energizing. It's noticing what side you innately went to or picking a side and surrendering the weight of the body into gravity. Noticing the atmosphere on the skin, the energy behind the eyes, the sounds in and out of the room, and a softness in the low belly. Just using whatever hand has landed on top, just press it down into the earth, feeling the connection there. On the next inhale, press on up to a comfortable seated position, facing the front of your mat. Bringing the hands once again together in front of the heart, connecting with your heart's intention if you set one, your offering of blessing if you made one, and our community offering of just kind of blessing into everybody on the planet. Full breath in on the exhale, gently fold forward, sealing in your practice. Inhaling to rise. The hands rest on the thighs, palms up. Index finger curls into the thumb, or any mudra you'd like. We'll take a nice release breath in through the nose, out with an open mouth. We'll send our intentions and blessings out on the singing bowl Om. Feel free to Om on your own as well. Full breath in. Namaste. I hope you all have a